Welcome back. All right, so ahead of a Saturday live stream that we're throwing together today, let's do a news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. Talking first off about the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, I did the video on goalies that could have a bounce back year this year. Maybe it won't be Cal Peterson. Ersson gets an extension from Philadelphia that tells you that Ersson's very likely to end up being the backup for Carter Hart. A 2-year deal worth $1.45 million per season. Now, I should also add that Carolina gave Kochetkov $2 million a year, and it looks like there's going to be 3 goalies there. So we'll see what Philadelphia's plan is. But Ersson being rewarded for what was actually a pretty good year. The Flyers obviously had a pretty rotten season overall, but Ersson was pretty good. So yeah, we'll see how things turn out this season for him. I liked him. I think Tortorella liked him as well, so that definitely helps. Also, DEA. He has been waived for terminating of his contract. So the Arizona Coyotes will be parting ways with D. However, this is his decision. Craig Morgan was the first that I saw to report that he is headed overseas. So this is basically he goes to the team, wants to sign a contract with a league overseas, have a chance to play the pro game. Probably, the AHL, it can be a tough slog, right? So at this point, he's going to be headed overseas once he's cleared waivers and his contract has officially been terminated. Again, termination's different than buyouts. Buyouts, you get money. Termination, you don't get money. So that's the difference between the two. So international hockey, the Hlinka Gretzky tournament came to an end, and Canada wins gold. So they got off to a slow start. There was, of course, the normal hand wringing. If I had a dime for every time a Canadian team starts slow at a tournament, but it's the way of things. Canada always looks bad early in a tournament, and then they get better as the tournament goes along. You get to the medal round, and all of a sudden, yeah. So Canada's won a lot of gold medals over the last 12 months. And in this one, they win in overtime over Czechia to secure the gold medal. So the Czechs end up winning the silver, and the U.S. wins the bronze. They beat Finland in the bronze medal game 5-2. So 2 North American teams out of 3 end up with medals, or 2 out of the 3 medal winners are from North America, and of course Czechia just lodged in the middle there with the silver. So overall, a good showing for the North American teams, and we'll see how many of these players end up being stars down the road. The Hlinka Gretzky tournament is the start of the 2023-2024 season for many a scout, and this tournament is scouted quite a bit. So we'll start seeing more notes on guys who are going to be drafted next summer coming out of this tournament. So just an arbitration note. I talked about it when arbitration started. I didn't report on who was up for arbitration and who wasn't because I knew most of them weren't going to end up going to arbitration. And it feels like there were a lot of arbitration hearings, but there were only 3. So 22 players filed for arbitration. Everybody else agreed to a contract before going to an arbitration hearing. Khrushchev, Samsonov, and Swayman. I know he's in Toronto now, so it's Samsonov again. But anyways, Khrushchev, Samsonov, and Swayman are the 3 that went through arbitration and were awarded contracts by an arbitrator. Outside of that, everybody else got it done. As I had stated would be the case at the time that the arbitration started. It's just that's the way it works. It is a tool that players and teams use in order to resolve a stalemate between themselves and, as I said, a restricted free agent and their team. So, yeah, good on them for the 19 that got it done, and hopefully there's no hard feelings for the other 3 coming out. Although Samsonov seemed to be in pretty good spirits coming out of it. Apparently that wasn't really hotly contested and it wasn't an ugly hearing, but they can be. So just a fun note I wanted to close things out on. I've talked about, summer leagues that are out there and ways to, get your kid better at hockey and all the summer schools that are out there. Street hockey, I think, gets overlooked a little bit. So, of course, I have, street hockey games I think it's a great way to introduce kids to the game. And so for the 11th annual Baltimore Street Hockey Tournament thrown together by Caps Youth Hockey, the Caps mascot Slapshot was there, awarded the winners a replica Stanley Cup trophy, and it was the Lakeland Rec Center that won, and wearing purple when they did it. So street hockey's a lot of fun. It's obviously easier and a little cheaper to play street hockey than it is ice hockey, and it can be a good way to introduce kids to the game who may not be able to afford to play ice hockey, or maybe they just don't know how to skate, that kind of thing, and street hockey can help Obviously, it's totally different than ice hockey on a few different levels, but to me, it's still a way of playing hockey. That's a lot of fun. I'm playing a street hockey game tomorrow. We're having another meetup tomorrow. I wanted to get one in before we go on vacation, because after vacation, then you're getting into late August, early September. You get into training camps, and then the time that I have in order to throw one of those together becomes a little more tricky. So, at any rate, for the kids that are out there playing the street hockey this summer, it's great. I know they have tournaments all across Canada as well, and I honestly, I think it's a great way to get kids into the game. And for adults too, there's adults that still play street hockey, floor hockey. So I think that while ball hockey gets kind of, looked down upon by some, I just think it's a lot of fun. I've always enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to playing again tomorrow. And I've got a couple of jerseys I'm looking forward to sporting for that. So anyways, thank you guys so much for all your support as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.